Hello, I'm Dorothy White with Channel 6, and we're here for Community Focus today, and we're so pleased to be at the Pantry here in Nelson County, and with Chris Godby, the
manager
of the store. And it truly is a store here.
Sure.
You look behind you and you see all the shelving and everything going on here. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your vision and how this all got started.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you all to Channel 6 for being here and highlighting the food pantry. My name, Chris Godby, manager here since, well, first off, I'll say the pantry is a ministry of St. Joe Catholic Church here in Bardstown, and we're not a part of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, kind of a unique situation. So then we're St. Vincent de Paul Outreach Ministries, so same as the mission store over on 2nd Street.
Right.
But we're just, when the food pantry expanded to a client choice pantry, we needed our own location for the growth, and it really became a community effort to combat hunger in Nelson County. So in April of 2016, we came to this location, and it's, as you can see, a beautiful location, and that's where we got the community involved, myself, a part of the Methodist Church. I heard about the vision that, hey, if you're hungry in Nelson County, let's have one spot where everybody comes, where we can work efficiently, effectively to meet needs, in our community of folks who are hungry and face food insecurity. And so that's what we've been doing, and we're open. Also, our hours expanded to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and half a day Saturday. So that's 9 to 3 throughout the week.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
We are closed for lunch, so 12 to 12:30. So we serve about 700 families from Nelson County, which is, according to the stats, we should be serving about 2,000 families.
Oh my goodness.
So we're still nowhere near. So it's great to have things like this for families who may see this, and I didn't even know about the pantry, but now I do. And also I'll say that statistics say that 30% of people who need food will never set foot in a food pantry because of the humiliation, the shame. So really the vision and the goal here is to create the safest place for the most vulnerable person.
Right.
So when they come here, we're giving them dignity, compassion, and seeing them as a child of God.
Right.
So it's the community coming together to serve the community.
And I think the first thing that they see is just how beautiful this place is and just how incredible. What a job that you have done. Everything looks so nice, and just it gives them a very warm feeling, I'm sure, to be able to come in here, grab their shopping cart, and just go around and pick what their family needs, because so many times they don't have a choice in the matter, and obviously, they need some help with that.
Certainly.
I know you've got a lot of other programs that are attached to this, as far as the volunteers, the donations, and all those things. Can you kind of explain that program a little bit?
Sure. So we have Meals from the Heart is one additional kind of ministry that we have, and that is funding. It's like a Meals on Wheels program, but it's not government funded. We have no ties for the government in our ministries whatsoever. But that is funded by a Sunflower Fund out of Community Foundation of Louisville, and we're serving and then partnering also with the Go Center, Guthrie Opportunity Center, who prepares the meals, and then we're in charge of assessing who needs the meals and then distributing them into the homes, and that's serving 120 folks a week. So 600 meals a week are going to homebound or disabled individuals in the community in Nelson County. And so with that and with the food pantry, it takes about 120 volunteers a week to do what we do. And we're, like I said, serving 700 in the pantry, and about 60,000 pounds of food goes through here a month.
Oh my goodness. And one of the things we were talking about before was the number of volunteers. It can be for a little or a lot, depending on the time that you have available. So someone that wants to volunteer, what steps do they need to take?
What do they do? Yep. First, if you want to just call the pantry, we have a little volunteer application where we get some basic info, like your name, your number, your email address, that kind of thing. If there's any physical limitations or something, because we're like a grocery store, so there's some heavy lifting sometimes, but there's also multiple opportunities. So you could just stock shelves. Maybe you don't want to do anything but stock shelves. Maybe you want to assist the folks who are coming to shop our pantry, because everybody's escorted with a volunteer to help them. You know, that's to listen, love, and engage, and then help them shop.
So when a client does come in, they would meet with a volunteer, and then they would just take them shopping, get your shopping cart.
Yep, we have our intake up front, so you know, bring your driver's license. We have some guidelines and that kind of thing. But then once they've done that process, then it goes to the volunteer. A volunteer will come, take their name, and say, "Hi, I'm Chris. I'll help you today, and we're going to have fun."
I can see where that would be very rewarding and lots of fun too. And I know a lot of folks, when they come to the grocery store, are kind of overwhelmed, especially with the variety and that kind of thing. Do you try to guide them to a healthier diet, or do they just...
there's some that we know, if they're diabetic or if we know there's certain issues, then we might suggest things, but really, you know, we recognize them as an adult able to make their own decisions, you know, ultimately.
Sure.
Yeah.
So they're making those choices?
They are making those choices,
Okay. And I think that's one thing that's so important, is because they do get to pick and choose but everything looks good, so I don't think they'll have much trouble finding things.
The client choice is a win-win for everybody, because that's a way to see them, you know, give compassion, dignity, but then it's cutting down on waste, because they're not taking something that they can't use either, so it's good for us. As well.
We are now here with Ron Griffin, and Ron is one of the volunteers at the food pantry, and he has all kinds of things that he shares, but one of the things he's going to do right now is to match up with a client, and they're going to tour around the store. But Ron, can you tell me a little bit about what you get out of volunteering here and being on the staff?
Right. Well, first of all, it's a fun place to be, and we get as much out of it as the clients. It's like shopping at Kroger or Walmart. It's open shopping. I have a client now. Her name is Amber, and we will be taking her through the section here that's all bonus section. It doesn't count against her points or anything.
Oh, wow.
And she has 20 points, and then we'll get over into the point section, and we'll start counting. The points vary depending on the size of the family and the need. Some will have 10 points, some 15, some 25.
Yeah.
And they seem to enjoy the freedom they have in here. We don't tell them what to pick. They shop on their own, just like you would in Kroger.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of fun.
Sometimes there's more of a selection. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I just see the store just looks beautiful. It really, you can tell that folks have worked really, really hard on it. Just the selection and
the stock. They stock it in between times, and when we come in the morning, it's usually fully stocked.
Is that okay?
We're ready to go, but sometimes we have to restock things if we're short of certain items. And we don't always have everything, but we have most things that people need. And it is a supplemental program. It's not a program, you know, where you come and get everything you need. They come once a month, and they're limited to once a month, and it supplements what they can get through other programs.
But it looks like you are fully stocked, so you've got such a selection here. So they've got fresh vegetables, they've got canned goods, and you said this was a bonus section, so this has got all kinds of goodies that...
This whole area is bonus right here.
Okay.
And some people can fill the boxes with just the bonuses before they ever get to the points.
That's great, that's great.
And we enjoy the stories they tell, and we share some of our experiences, and sometimes we'll share a recipe with them, and they'll share a recipe with us.
Sure.
So it is really fun. My wife works with me on Tuesday mornings, and it's just a fun time, fun place to be.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Ron, for joining us today. I really appreciate it. I know you're such an asset to the community, always have been.
Yeah.
And Chris, we're looking here at the fresh produce that we have behind us, the fresh bread over here. Tell us a little bit about some of the other things that you might share with folks.
Certainly, yeah. So we try to create variety. And the produce is a big part of what we do, and it's about 30% of our supply of the month is produce. So that happens by community members who have gardens and say, okay, I can't eat all these tomatoes. We take all those donations of just extra produce in gardens. Then we also, the Nelson County Extension Office, Robbie and his team and Master Gardeners, they've actually done things where they will plant a piece of an acre or right for the pantry specifically. And then throughout the year, when the growing season isn't there, Bud's Produce in E-Town, he's given us like an 80% discount on fresh produce.
Oh my goodness.
So like 30 cents a pound, on average is what we're paying. So to all those people, that's why we're able to provide the fresh produce. A lot of the bread comes from Kroger retail program, which is through Feeding America. And Feeding America, we couldn't do it without them. They supply about 70-some% of our food supply.
I know Feeding America is incredible. I think because it is pulling everything together so that you're, instead of spread it out between so many different places that people may have to go, they can come to one central location and pick up everything they need.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking too about your extended hours and that you've got a lot of times that folks come in.
Yeah, so our hours again are Monday 9 to 3, Tuesday 9 to 3, Thursday and Friday 9 to 3, and then Saturday is 9 to 12. So we're only open half a day, but Saturday is very unique because since April 2016, Bethlehem High School students have operated the pantry. So they do the intake, they're taking folks around and helping them shop, and they're doing all that's creating kind of some skills for them, leadership skills, managerial folks. And plus it helps us out. So
and that also would be considered community service hours for them as well. So if you've got some young folks that need to earn some community service hours, this would be a great way to do it and a great experience for them as well.
Yeah, very good.
You were going to talk a little bit about some of the other churches that participate in this program as well?
Yeah, so a big part in our name is community. Because like I said, the vision was if you're hungry in Nelson County, this is where you need to come. Bread for Life Community Food Pantry. So it starts out with St. Joe Church, but then it's also, we went around to all the churches and tried to engage them and cast the vision and let people come in as they felt called to. So that's Parkway Baptist Church, Mill Creek Baptist Church, the Episcopal Church, First Christian Church, St. Monica, St. Thomas, of course St. Joe. I'm sure I'm missing some. Bardstown United Methodist Church.
It's hard to remember them all.
It is. So they're all part, and we're still reaching out to others, and we want it to stay a community effort, and really empower the community to take care of the community. Okay. There's also organizations like Boone's and Save a Lot, and Celeste and Peter from Save a Lot. The layout, the pictures, the colors of this pantry is due to them because she came in and helped us. Oh,
Celeste is wonderful. Peter as well, but Celeste is just incredible.
Certainly.
With putting those things together. Well, you've done a beautiful job here. I know a lot of folks that come in are just going to be overwhelmed with so many things that they have to choose from and so many selections to make.
Well, thank you. And one more thing I guess I'll add is that if someone is seeking food assistance, what do they need to do or what do they need to bring? So basically, if you don't have, like we look at, first off, Nelson County resident is who we serve. So bring a picture ID and then also maybe a piece of mail or something showing your residency. We look at household income for all members, and then also food stamps if you get food stamps. But if you don't have any of that info, please come. If you're hungry, come.
We'll deal with all the come.
Right. Well, if you're hungry, the idea, if Jesus himself came and said, I'm hungry and need food, and he didn't have his ID or he didn't have, if you come say you're hungry, you're going to leave with food. We want people to come if you need the food.
Well, and you said Nelson County specifically, that's what this pantry services. And again, this is Bread for Life. And actually, I'm picking up a Nature's Own here, which is a local company, if you want to hold that up so folks can see that. Everyone knows Flower Foods and knows what a wonderful product this is and how lucky we are to have that to share with the folks in our community. And as an outreach program, do you think there's some other communities that may benefit from this?
We hope so. Yeah, the idea when we created this pantry, we didn't have a lot of models to go from. We basically took a little model from Michigan, and they helped us. So our idea was, let's create a model so that it can be replicated in other counties, and that people in that other counties, surrounding counties, can kind of take ownership, say we want to do this and bring the community together. So anybody
you'd be
out there, right?
open to that. If
Yeah.
there's any communities out there that maybe need some guidance getting this set up,
Certainly.
it's a tremendous operation. A lot of folks think these things just happen, but the behind the scenes and all the coordinating with the volunteers to make sure that you have enough folks on staff, to cover the different hours that they're serving. And so any outreach companies or counties that may want to participate are very welcome just to get in touch with you, Chris.
Certainly. Or just pop in when
Just
we're
pop
open.
in.
Yeah.
And
I
we're-
may not be here, but you can see the pantry. Yeah.
Okay, and it is located again at 219 West Muir.
East Muir.
Okay. East Muir Drive. Oh, sorry about that, Gary. East Muir Drive. And so if folks want to come here, they will see the school first.
Certainly.
The school right next to us. And
Foster
then
Heights.
Foster
Yeah.
Heights, right next to Foster Heights. This is a wonderful building, and I want to compliment our Nelson County for allowing
Yeah.
so much good to come out of this
Certainly.
this building. So many times they just kind of sit in disrepair and they don't utilize all the space and all the area. As you can see, this is well lighted. This is a great place to be. And again, thank you, Bread of Life.
Yeah. Thank you, Channel 6. Appreciate it.